What's up YouTube, it's Tay here from Ready Set Drone. Today we got one of the most exciting things we've ever received in the mail for y'all to check out, so stay tuned. Makes you feel like you're going a lot faster than you are.
This school, really a lot of fun.
Okay, so if you couldn't tell from our little intro, we did receive this in the mail. It is an electric skateboard. Now, this came from GearBest about 3 days ago, and I've loved it since then. I've ridden it everywhere. Me and my friends have gone to the park, and we've done everything on this guy, and I say it's held up very well. So, it's called the HIWHEEL. As you can see here, it has very colorful grip tape, and says HIWHEEL on it. And then on the bottom, you can see it's built with all wood on the deck, and then you can see the battery here. Sorry, it's kind of heavy. The battery here, and then these are the two motorized wheels that are going to give you the power. Okay. So, like I've said, I've ridden this a lot over the past 3 days since we got it. I was very, very interested in it the second it came out of the package, and I really like it a lot. The mileage depends on the driver weight, but it does go from 8 to 15 kilometers, which is about 5 to 10 miles. The maximum mileage would be 15 kilometers or 9.3 miles. The maximum speed, also depending on the rider, would be about 12.5 miles an hour or 20 kilometers an hour. The max weight you can be to ride this thing would be 120 kilograms or 265 pounds. The battery capacity is 4,400 milliamp hours. So the motor rated power is 2 motors putting out 25 watts each, and that's gonna give you a lot of power to, you know, go fast. The charging time is 120 minutes. So you can just leave this thing overnight and it'll be well charged for the morning. The ground clearance is about 7 centimeters, and the length from tail to nose is about 100 centimeters. The weight is 6.2 kilograms or 13.6 pounds. That is not that big of a problem, but it is pretty heavy, I'll have to say. So let's give you some pointers on how to ride this thing before you go out and crash and hurt yourself. Basically, what you're going to want to do when starting out is get on the board, you know, and if you've never ridden a skateboard, I don't suggest like starting out just so what you're gonna want to do is pedal a few times, pedal until you've got some speed, and then lean on the accelerator slowly, because you do on the accelerator, you do get it to a point where it's not that much power and then it jolts, and you don't want to just be sitting here, jolt, you know, that'll send you flying off. So I'll demonstrate that now real quick. Now I'm going to demonstrate, just like I said over there, I'm going to kick a few times and then hit the accelerator. So here we go. Once I've reached speed, oh shoot, I had it in reverse. I just accidentally had this little knob in backwards instead of forwards, and I'm very glad I had my helmet on, because when I hit the gas, it just went soaring backwards, and I was like, oh! And this definitely makes me feel safer when riding this board. Now I'm going to teach y'all how to turn on the board, because it is a little confusing, and I got kind of confused my first time. So you don't want to turn them on at the same time, or the board first and then the remote. You want to turn on the remote until you see the green light, and then you're going to want to turn on the board. And then when you hear those little beeps, that's when it is bound and you can start riding. Can you see here? All good. Okay, so let's teach you a few more fundamentals about riding this board. So the first thing is, it is a two-wheel board, and all the power is going to be coming from the back wheels. So that means if you stand on it like this and lean back, the board is going to shoot out from under you. So what you're going to want to do is stand on the board and then use the start that I just taught y'all. Kick, 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 lean yourself forward with your legs bent, kind of like this, kind of like a runner start. And that's going to make sure, and you want to keep a firm foot on the back foot and just kind of press off and keep your weight forward like that. And that's going to make sure the board doesn't go flying out from under you. Okay, so I really wondered what was the top speed you could go on the HIWHEEL. So my dad downloaded this speed app on his phone. So we're going to go down the straight and then pump and come back and then see how fast we can go. Once I pass that light post, I'll tell you what the top speed I saw was. And yeah, let's do it. And there you go. 9.31 miles an hour was our speed as we came through here. Now, we're going to try it again because it does slow down after a time. They have this thing in a golf cart, and I bet it's in here too. It's called a governor, where once you hit top speed, it'll slow down a little. So we're gonna do it from a shorter distance and see if we can get more speed out of it. All right, we're gonna try this again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, here we go. Okay, so we did it from a short distance and a long distance. The long distance was 9.31, and then the short distance was 10.38.
All right, so Tate just did it. He weighs about 110, and I weigh about twice that much. So we're gonna try it with me and see how fast it'll go with Big Daddy on the board. Okay, so I'm riding this thing at the school. It's really a lot of fun. It's not super fast, but it's fast enough to have fun on, and I'm pretty heavy. It's doing a decent job of carrying me. Going into the rough spot here, where there's leaves and stuff. There's a little bit of feather you can do with the throttle too. You can kind of feather it just a little bit. You don't have to go full speed all the time.
How fast?
9.4.
9.4. That's not a big difference. That's great.
Do it one more time. .56.
Okay, so we're here at my school and we're gonna test how well this thing does when it's on a hill. So I'm gonna ride down this little path down here. I'm gonna ride down it and then I'm gonna fully electric come back up. So let's try it now. Okay, so it didn't have any problem going up the gradual hill. So now I'm gonna try it on this bigger hill over here in the road. The board did great going up and down the hill. I had no problems, even some big potholes out there, but they didn't affect it at all. So I definitely give this thing a thumbs up as for the hill test.
All right, so it did pretty well with Tate riding up this little hill down here. I'm gonna add 100 extra pounds to it, about 220, and I'm gonna see how it does with me riding it down the hill and then back up the hill. So check it out. This will either be an awesome video or an awesome fail video. We'll see.
You going on that or this?
I was gonna do that and then I was gonna go all the way up that.
I called it. It started shaking. He didn't fall, but
uphill.
It started shaking. I saw it. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I'll give it to you. What do you think?
So even with 200 plus pounds going up, I mean, look how much higher that is than us. I went all the way around this loop and came all the way back, no problem at all.
Okay, so me and my dad were both wondering what the mile time would be going the max speed on the high wheel with a lighter rider around 110 pounds. So we're gonna set a time and we're out here on this track and we're gonna see how fast it can run the mile. So I will tell my dad when to start here on the starting line. Ready and go. There's one lap done. What's the time?
1 minute 36 seconds.
Lap 2.
3:09.
Lap 3. Final lap. What's our time?
4 minutes and 50 seconds.
We're coming in. Time.
6:23. was a mile. Did it feel like you were going fast?
Yeah. So 6:23, not a bad mile time for sure. Now, a few points to take into consideration. I was going in lane 1 the entire time, and there's no wind, and this is all flat ground, but definitely not a bad mile time for this electric skateboard. It's definitely going to get you where you need to go on time, but also make you feel safe while riding, not like you're going too fast, really. You know. Okay, so I've been riding the HIWHEEL for about a week now, and there's a few things that I can say about it. First of all, it is pretty heavy, so I would say that's a downside, but it's something that can be overlooked. Also, this board is not for tricks. You're not going to buy this and go out and try to kick flip and all that. First of all, I don't know how, but I wouldn't if I did. But for the price, I think this thing is very good at getting you from point A to point B and just having fun riding around your neighborhood or just doing anything you want on it. So I definitely recommend this thing. If you want to purchase it, we will leave a link in the description to go buy it off of GearBest. And I definitely give this thing a thumbs up. See you in the next video.
All good, all good.